Well, hi everybody. Good evening. It is April 11th of 2023, and it is a rather balmy, or should I say hot, evening. We've got 65 degrees right now at 5:45 in the evening, which is, for us up here this time of year, just sweet. We're really enjoying it. We've had a lot of warm weather over the last 3 days, and it has melted a lot out here. Last time we were out to the Windy Ridge Bee Yard was just 3 days ago, and it has, well, last time I had trouble with shoveling, and today I don't need to shovel at all because all the poly tape for the electric fence, it's all cleared off, free of snow. So let's take a little trip out there right now. We'll watch the girls flying off. And yes, I still need snowshoes to get out here, otherwise I'd be, right here, I'd be sinking up to my waist in snow yet. That's kind of where the snow blower dumps it. Got our old boat here, which actually doubles as a water catch for the bees. And now we got some bare ground here. So here's the apiary we got here. And you can see girls. You can even hear them buzzing around. And I don't know if you saw that or not, but I don't know, I thought I had all 3 of the 4 had died out, but I've seen bees going into 2 others, so I don't know if they're robbing or if I was just mistaken. So next time I go in, I'll dig a little farther. All right, taking off the snowshoes to climb inside the hive here, or I should say the yard. Small as it may be, it's still a yard. So you can see I've got the fence all tightened up here all the way around, and wires up to my charger, which hangs here on the side of a tree. So, and I've got a electric cord that goes out to an outlet nearby. All right, hopping over the fence here. No, it is not charged, thank goodness. Let's go around and see. See, all the poly tape is now free. And that's just awesome. All right, let's take a peek in on some of these girls here and see what they're doing. Sure if you saw that or not, but there were a few girls out coming in, and they have pollen in the pollen baskets. There's one there that just came in. Another one hovering around in front here. Just anyway, I've seen quite a few, and if you let's just take a look out here. Pretty snow-scaped. I'd say barren of any flowers. So at this point, I'd say maybe they're at a nearby swamp and they're finding some pussy willows blooming, because that's usually the first thing that comes out around here, pussy willows. Not long after that will be the maples. And then shortly after that will be the poplar catkins coming out. So let's take a little look, see if we can catch some more activity here. Well, good morning, everybody. This is Friday, April 14th of 2023. Oh, the sun is shining out, but it's probably right around 40 degrees out here on the deck at Windy Ridge. And it's that cold because we've got a northeast breeze that's blowing the cold air off of Lake Superior. And just thought we'd go through and check out possible sources of pollen. The other day, when it was much warmer, we actually got up to 71 degrees for a couple days in a row here, and that's amazing. But I did see some natural pollen coming in on the girls. They were pulling in there, nice pale yellow pollen. So I thought we'd go around and check for sources of pollen. I'm pretty sure I know what it was. I think it was pussy willow down near some more swampy, boggy type areas around here. But we'll start here off the deck. Pretty close to the deck here, as you can see in this photo, we have a red maple. That red maple, this particular one I'm looking at right now, is a male, and just over maybe, I don't know, about 20 feet away is a female. I can tell that because once a little bit later in June comes, I'll see all the seeds forming on the other tree that we're not looking at right now. So this is the male, and you can see how far along the buds are on here. This warm weather we've had has really knocked down the snow quite a bit. It's almost walkable in the woods now. Still going to have to use some snowshoes, I think, because there's some real deep spots yet where snow drifts have formed. But we'll get to that in just a second. But as you can see here, the buds are getting pretty close to popping. I can get my hand in here and see if we can. Yes, imagine that. It's windy here on Windy Ridge again. But you can see they're starting to puff out and pretty close, I'd say, within the next few days. If it warms up again here, they'll be popping. But so I don't think, at least on this tree, that is the source of pollen just yet. And I believe the pollen from this red maple is actually a little more yellow than this. It's a deeper yellow than the pale stuff we're seeing. So let's go out and take a walk. Well, here we are out by the Windy Ridge apiary. It may look familiar, it may not. Notice that there's some things missing here. Mostly snow. It's pretty much melted. There's a little bit out in the woods there yet. I'd say we're probably about somewhere between 60-70% coverage of snow yet. But here it is. This is what the bee yard looks like here. You notice I had to put my posts into concrete blocks, and I put concrete in there, and that's because where I live here on top of the ridge, it's lots of rocks in the soil, and even not too far down, some bedrock. So there's no way I was able to pound posts in here. So I tried to get a little creative and use posts and concrete blocks. But I do have the old fence. It's all strung out, and I have the charger going. Can't hear it, but I can hear it here, probably ticking away over there on the tree. So while we're out here, let's take a look at a birch that was right next to us. We have a paper birch over here, and yeah, I did use the snowshoes to get out here. Still low. Well, when it gets this warm, the snow gets really soft and mushy, and not only will it sink down in it, but it's really wet, and you'll get very wet shoes and feet. So we'll take a look here to see if I can pull down a branch or two off of this paper birch. All right, we're just about there, out at the very ends. Now the birch in general, and even this paper birch here, have little catkins. Oops, the camera just about fell over there. Got on a slope, so not really well adjusted. But looks to me, at least on this tree, the catkins are not blooming yet. So I'm guessing this is not, at least here on this tree, the source of our pollen. So we'll let that go back up and continue our trip around. All right, as we're traipsing about here, just a few feet off of the county road, came across this. Looks like we have some alder that is actually in bloom here. You can see they come out with this really long, what we call catkins, and looks like we're getting some sort of bloom off of that. Looks fairly fresh. I can see some yellow pollen left on my fingers there. See if we can find a unopened catkin here. A little bit farther down the road, we ran into this. Here's some catkins that have not really fully sprouted yet. You can see that there, and right behind it, there's some from last year, the seed pods. Well, I finally found some pussy willows here, and they have not gotten to the point of budding far enough to give off some pollen. All they have is this really soft, silky, like you find on a cat, fur all over them. At least on this particular example, that's that way. So I'm looking at possibly saying that the pollen coming in is off the alders and not the pussy willows like I thought. So, but these aren't far behind. Another day or two, if we get warm weather, we'll see it. But this one way out in the end here, just starting to see the buds forming for the pollen. So good news, good news. Spring is definitely here. Well, hi again, everybody. Thought I'd come down to the Knife River itself. Not only is there a community called Knife River, but of course the community is named after the Knife River here. I can just barely see the bridge up there for the expressway that goes across the Knife River. And there's a bit of a waterfalls up there. It's kind of washed out right now because of the amount of runoff we've got here from all the melting snow. It was a little bit higher a couple days ago when it was a lot warmer, but didn't really feel safe coming down here where I'm at right now. So lots of whitewater kayakers out here today. A few of them went by me on the road, and we can see out here in the middle. I used to do some whitewater kayaking years ago when I was younger and foolish, didn't have a family. But out in the middle there, some haystacks. As it goes over some boulders, the water piles up and gets too slow. The water piles up, and then it drops down from the weight. But we've got that going on here. Let me slowly pan you down river here. Hopefully my foot doesn't get too wet, as there is a little bit of surge once in a while that comes up and goes over the rocks that I'm standing on here. There we are, looking downstream. As the river flows, we're maybe half mile or so before it dumps into Lake Superior down that way. So yeah, it is pretty brown. That's because of all the silt it's dragging with it off of the river bottoms and maybe a little bit off the banks of the rivers. Once it settles down from this, it'll get a lot clearer. Now I hope to remember sometime in August, come back to the same point and get another shot of the river, because by then it'll be just a trickle. So again, this is all just a runoff from the snow melt. Well, hello again. We're now down As you can see on a railroad bridge that crosses the Knife River. Don't worry, I checked with a friend who is an engineer for the North Shore Scenic Railroad, and there are no trains running today. And in fact, one of my things I volunteer, I do a little bit of volunteering also for the North Shore Scenic Railroad. Well, we're looking here upstream at the Knife River. Again, the railroad bridge we're on, and you can see the Scenic Highway 61, that the river, Knife River, flows under. So I thought I'd give you a shot at least of what it looks like down here when and where the river drains into Lake Superior. And there you go. Not too exciting. There is a whole lot here, but you can see it's rushing pretty good out there. We've got, you can probably see that dark blue aqua colored water and the dirty brown stuff coming down from the river here. So it's private land out there. I'm not going to go out there on the point on the spit, but this will have to be just good enough here. Thank you for watching this episode from Windy Ridge Apiaries. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications on any newly posted videos. And at your discretion, please leave a comment below. And until next time, do a good day.